During the time I've been reviewing watches, I've learned something. Sometimes the most simple of watches are the most difficult to get right. No rotating bezel, just great specs, looks tremendous on the wrist. And today we are looking at one that absolutely aced it. Hey, there you are, and welcome to My Dude Watch. My name is Jason, and today we are looking at the Baltany S4101. This is a fun watch. It's a great looking watch. This is one that you need to stick around for, so you do not want to miss this. This is going to be fun. You know the deal. Grab a snack, pull up a chair, and let's talk watches. And before we get started, I want to take just a moment to say thank you to Baltany, because they sent over this guy right here, the S4101, and they asked for a complete and comprehensive review, and I appreciate the opportunity to do so. We are ready to get going, and we'll start right here, as we always do, with the tail of the tape. All right, here we go. This is the Baltany S4101, and it measures in at 38.5 millimeters in case diameter, 47 millimeters lug to lug, and about 10.5 millimeters thick. You get 20 millimeters between the lugs, so the world opens up to you in case you enjoy swapping out straps. You also get 50 meters in water resistance, and check this out, it weighs in at 61 grams. Powering the S4101 is an awesome Seagull ST1701, an automatic movement with approximately 40 hours of power reserve. Let's begin with the profile view, because this is where the watch immediately starts scoring points. The case is slim, elegant, and extremely well proportioned. Baltany uses a surface-hardened 316L stainless steel case, which should provide improved scratch resistance compared to standard 316L steel. It's not something you'll necessarily notice on day one, but it is a nice value-added feature that many brands overlook at this price point. Now, these polished surfaces give a watch a refined appearance, but because the case dimensions remain restrained, it never feels flashy or overdone. You'll also notice these downward curvatures of the lug, and that helps the watch sit naturally on the wrist, and the relatively thin profile makes it disappear under a shirt cuff. At 38.5 millimeters, I honestly think Baltany found that sweet spot for this piece. I think it remains modern enough for today's taste, but still respectful of classic watch proportions. Moving over to the crown, Baltany uses a 12-sided crown featuring the Baltany B logo. It's a small detail, but it's one of those things that watch collectors tend to notice and really appreciate. The shape offers plenty of grip while adding a touch of visual interest. Let's flip the watch over and take a look at this case back. Now, Baltany right here's got their name in the center with some basic specs running in the circle around the logo. Nothing fancy, just clean, functional, and appropriate for an overall design language of this piece. One of my favorite elements of the S4101 is this crystal. Baltany fitted this watch with a beautiful domed sapphire crystal complete with anti-reflective coating. This slight dome creates a subtle distortion around the outer edges of the dial, and that gives this watch some sweet vintage character. Now, depending on the viewing angle, the dial seems to change shape and depth. It's a small detail, but to me, it adds to its charm. Now, let's talk about the reason most people are going to buy this watch, and that is this dial. And this black dial is absolutely stunning. Baltany created a layered design that remains elegant and uncluttered. The recessed outer track immediately adds depth and helps frame the dial beautifully. This dial has a rich appearance, and that works incredibly well with this polished markers and hands. It's clean, easy to read, and never feels too busy. In fact, the longer I look at it, the more I appreciate how restrained the design really is. Sometimes it appears deep black, and other times it kind of feels like a charcoal and a gray. The applied hour markers catches light beautifully and adds even more dimension. Then you have the recessed small second subdial at the 6 o'clock. It's perfectly sized and helps create visual interest without disrupting the balance of the design. And honestly, that's probably my favorite thing about this dial is the balance. Nothing feels crowded, nothing feels oversized, everything is specific and very intentional. The hands are beautifully proportioned, highly legible, and work perfectly within the available dial real estate. This is one of those watches where the longer you look at it, the more details you begin to appreciate. Now let's do a really quick lume check. And let's be honest, nobody is buying the Baltany S4101 because they're planning to go cave diving. Baltany uses Swiss Superluminova GL Old, which gives the markers a warm vintage look. during the day and while still providing modern lume performance after dark. It's not really designed to light up a room, but it is more than enough to tell the time in low light conditions. And for an elegant dress piece to have any lume at all is a nice bonus. Now the watch arrives on a genuine leather strap, and I think Baltany made the right decision here. The leather complements the vintage-inspired character of the watch beautifully. It's comfortable, looks the part, and allows the dial to remain the star of the show. Of course, the 20mm lug width means that you have plenty of strap options if you want to experiment, and I know you do. Baltany definitely made the right choice from the factory, though. I really like this leather strap. Now let's talk about the movement of this watch. Now they chose the Seagull ST1701 automatic movement, and I think it's a great choice for this piece. Now here's the thing, Seagull's been producing mechanical movements for decades and has established a respectable track record. The ST1701 isn't trying to compete with luxury Swiss calibers, nor should it be. The focus is simply to provide reliable automatic timekeeping at an affordable price point, and in that role, it performs perfectly. You have reached that part of the video where we put it all together and try to make sense of it all. We like to call this segment Gripes and Likes. And let's start with the gripes. Now, honestly, there aren't many things to say here. I realize some collectors may wish Baltany included an exhibition case back, while others may want additional functionality, but that's missing the point, I think. The simplicity of the S4101 is exactly what makes this watch work. This is part of its charm. And now the likes. The dial is exceptional. These photos and videos really can't do it justice. The crystal adds a wonderful character to this piece as well. The proportions are excellent, the finishing is impressive, and perhaps most importantly, the entire watch feels cohesive. And it's really cool too because every component here feels like it belongs. So who is this watch for? This watch is for someone who appreciates a thoughtful design. It's for someone who values proportion and elegance over endless complications. It's for someone who wants a watch that looks considerably more expensive than it actually is. And perhaps most importantly, it's for someone who wants a break from the endless parade of dive watches that dominate today's market. I'll be honest, Baltany really surprised me with this piece, not because I thought it wouldn't be a great watch. It's Baltany, of course it's going to be a great watch. But I did not expect it to be this good everywhere. The dial is beautiful, the proportions are excellent, the crystal adds character, and the overall execution feels remarkably mature. This isn't a watch designed to blow you away with specs, but it is designed to impress you every time you look at your wrist. And honestly, that is the biggest compliment you can give it. Well, there you go, the Baltany S4101. We'll put links in the description just in case you want to go there and check it out and see if it's right for you. Just remember, if you decide to make a purchase, My Dude Watch may get a small commission, but you don't pay more. Again, thanks to Baltany, we appreciate the opportunity to review this incredible watch. Hey, you made it to the end of another video. Thank you for doing that. We appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed what you saw today, please take the time to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It'll only take you a second, but it really does help. All right, we checked the time and it is time to wrap it up. So we will close the show. My name is Jason with My Dude Watch. We'll do it all again next time. But wait, don't forget, dudes can't be late.